the system that we're here today. That's why a lot of us have had a lot of success, because he's created the system, and that's none other than top producing #1 double senior vice president, Circle of Champions member, Mr. Patrick Mays. Let's get it all up for Patrick Mays. Or Patrick, got a call?
Good minds.
Okay, convention ready.
That's right. We're getting ready. I am excited to be here with everybody. Thank you so much. And look, I couldn't wait to get here. I had to rush back from Australia. I was in Australia this morning, and so I time traveled back to Friday night just so I could be here with all of you and get a chance to, celebrate the fact that we're together, we're leaders, we're excited about our future, we're committed to making this business work for our families. And I know none of you would be here tonight if you didn't have a big reason why. That's the reason that's going to get you to make the phone calls, book the Zoom meetings, get uncomfortable, do the things that are necessary for your business to win. And didn't Harsh do a great job, right? Look, I watching him grow in this business has been such a pleasure. To see him literally go from not wanting to speak in public. I can remember Harsh was like, "If you ask me to do a testimony, I'm leaving the meeting." That's what he said to me. He was like, I was like, "Harsh, we're going to use you for testimony." He's like, "I'm leaving the meeting. I want to leave the meeting right now." Like, "I'm leaving right now." I was like, "Okay, we're not going to ask you to speak." You know what I'm saying? Like, don't worry about that. What we got, you? And I'm like, "Oh, we got Harsh." Harsh is in the front row. There was over 11 people at the meeting. You know what I mean? And I remembered he came up, and he did his testimonial, just like we're teaching you guys how to do a testimonial. And to know that he started there, and to see him go from nervous about giving a testimonial to becoming a regional vice president, to becoming a Circle of Champion member. Last month, he was the #1 ETL, the #1 RD, and the #1 RVP across the board. That's who you got a chance to hear from today. And, look, let's just show him our appreciation. Let's give him a round of applause. Thank you, Harsh, for your commitment. Thank you for not giving up on your dreams. Thank you for not letting your fear of public speaking and doing the things you had to go do, that we all have to go do. Thank you, because you've been an inspiration to me and everybody that got a chance to see you. Now, those of you that just signed up, you don't know that Harsh. You know Circle of Champion Regional Vice President Harsh. See, you're seeing, the polished professional, leader that he is today. And look, we all started the same place. And let me tell you where that place was. We were excited, but we were nervous. We questioned if we could do it. We had self-doubt. Nobody in my family ever did anything like this, never had a ton of success in life or in business. And so, just like all of you here today, here's what changed it for us. It was selling out to our reason for doing the business. If you get real personal about why you're here tonight, you can go as far as you want to go. Look, ACN made sense to you. ACN made sense to me. ACN is going to make sense to a lot of people. But you've got to become completely committed to why you're doing this business. Because it's easy to do a Zoom. I loved how Michael's doing one tonight, but it's easier not to. It's easier to go, "Hey, tomorrow I'm going to get a bunch of people in front of ACN, or I'm just going to watch television and clean the garage." See, we know that those choices are going to be made by people. And I'm just here to encourage you to, #1, know that the next 7 days, what you do with the next 7 days can make 2021 a magical year for your family. Because here's why. Anyone that goes to our national convention, they're going to get belief. Belief is what gets people to do something. Belief. If they believe, they will achieve. Now, how do you get belief? #1, you spend time with it. Yes or no? You spend time with it. And so when they get an opportunity to learn everything about these industries, when they get an understanding of how big identity theft is going to be, how this is going to be one of the biggest services that everybody in the world's going to get, and you and I are pioneering it. I feel like the guy that started selling insurance when Henry Ford started building Model Ts. Can we agree? No one thought car insurance, right? They were just so happy that they had cars that nobody thought, "Hey, someday we're going to wreck these cars and we're going to need somebody to pay for those." And then insurance was made. And all of a sudden they got rich because they were first. Yes or no? Those first people that were out there offering car insurance before anybody else even knew they needed it. Can we agree people were buying cars they didn't even know they needed car insurance? And now today we know that's a household expense that every single one of us pay. Now, who got rich in the insurance industry? The guy selling it today or the person that started when Henry Ford started mass producing cars? The person that got involved when they started mass producing cars. That's where you're at with identity theft. So imagine spending our Saturday together where people get a chance to really learn the magnitude of what this service is going to do for people. Or getting an understanding of how home-based business are now trending at the very top of every search engine around the world. How do I work from home? How do I do something online? E-commerce, can we agree? Is that not the big buzzword that's happening in 2020 and 2021? E-commerce. And now you and I are sitting in the middle of a new industry that's being birthed in front of us. I don't think any of us here would argue that identity theft is going to be something everybody's going to get. I think it's always going to be I wish I would have got it before something happened. That's probably the only thing that's going to happen. How many of us agree with that? Man, I really wish I would have got it before someone took my information. Man, I really wish I had it before somebody opened up, car loans in my name and I wasn't even there when it happened. But we know that it's going to be something everybody's going to get. So what do you want to do? You want to take advantage of the fact there's a national convention coming up next weekend. And here's how you do it. Everybody you get in front of, here's how you start end the conversation. If you're remotely interested in what we're doing, come to our national convention with us. If what I'm telling you right now resonates at all, come to our national convention. How many of us would love to have been able to start ACN from a national convention? Where they broke down the compensation plan, where they went into detail on how we make money and what we're doing here today. How many of us would love to got started by hearing a bunch of people talking about the success they had? People just like you. People that said, hey, I used to drive a New York City cab and now I'm a senior vice president like MD Rahman is today. Or somebody like Harsh Patel that said, hey, look, I was on my way to school and working at a bank and now I'm a regional vice president and Circle of Champion member. How many of us would agree all of those testimonials are going to affect people that are sitting in that room? That they're going to get a chance to be able to get influenced by other people's success. How many of us would love the idea that you're going to have people that are going to hear about our charity and how we feed kids and how everybody else is talking about what they're making and we're talking about how many people we're helping? I mean, how many of us agree that's going to resonate with people when they're going to say, I had no idea that you guys feed millions of children a year, that they're going to get an opportunity to see that side of our company. Or get an opportunity to have the ability to have unlimited income, to make residual income. Look, I don't know about anybody else here. Once I found out about residual income, I was ruined. I don't care what anybody else is doing. I'm like, it's not residual. Not residual. Hey, that's great. You had a great year. Do it again next year. Wow, had a record break in 2020. Great. Do it again in 2021. Do it again in 2022. Do it again in 2023. Yes or no? Isn't that most people's plan? There's no end game. There's no way out. There's no way stopping. You got to continue to do it, but not what we have our hands on here today. So I would urge you to do a couple of things. Number one, elevate your seriousness. Elevate your seriousness. Look, you made it to Friday night. We know that everybody that signs up in ACN isn't looking to be financially free. We know that. Some people are just looking to try something new or, hey, got to try something, right or wrong. Let me throw a couple bills in. Let me make a little bit of money. And that's fine. We need those type of people too. Yes or no? Everybody that plays soccer isn't going to be paid professionally for doing it. But we know there's a handful of people that will. What's that handful? The ones that are on here tonight. See, by you getting on here tonight, you know what that told me? Number one, you see yourself as a leader. Because you wouldn't have showed up tonight if you didn't believe internally that you are a leader. But what does that mean? That means you got to do things that other people aren't willing to do. You got to overcome your fear. You got to call the people you don't want to call. You got to schedule the meetings you don't want to schedule. You got to be pushing at the edges of your comfort zone. And in some cases, that's terror zone. How many of you know what I'm talking about? Right? See, understand that's how you grow as a leader. You cannot ask somebody to do something you're not willing to go do first. Period, done, over now. You got to be willing to do it. Now, number two, have some fun. You don't got to be someone different. Be you. Does that make sense? You can win an ACN being you. You don't got to be someone else. You don't got to change your haircut. You don't got to wear different clothes. You don't got to just be you. Being you is all you need to be. You will relate to more people by just being you. Just be you. Don't worry about that. Just go out and be you. Don't have to be a super salesperson. You just got to be great at sorting. That's it. You know what I love about Harsh sharing the 24 for all of us? There's no emotions if you know you have to go get 24 people. How many of us agree with that? If the third person that comes in is Elisa Oko Brown and she said, I'm going to go all the way, you still can't quit. You still got to go get 24. Does that make sense? You're excited. Hey, I'm great to have her on the team. Oh my God, unbelievable. Or maybe your fifth person you recruit is somebody that is afraid of their own shadow. I've recruited people that said things like, don't tell my spouse. I'm thinking to myself, if you're not going to tell the person you're sleeping with, you're probably not going to tell anyone else. Can we agree? If it's like, man, don't tell the spouse, what's that mean? That probably means you ain't going to tell anybody, right? If they're starting the conversation off with, listen, don't tell my spouse, right? I'm thinking to myself, oh my Lord, if you're not going to tell the person you're sleeping, you're not going to tell anyone, right or wrong. And so, but if you know you have 24 people to recruit, and that's the fifth person that comes in and they're telling me don't tell their spouse, you still know you got to go and recruit 20 more people, yes or no? So you're not emotional about the fact that the fourth person you recruited might not be the best person, or the third person you recruited is the best person, or the 11th person you recruited says, I know everybody, come to find out nobody knows them, right? So understand it's okay. But if you know where you're going, and you got destination mentality. And what does that mean? Meaning knowing I'm going to be there. Look, there's a book called Think and Grow Rich. And in this book, they talk about having faith. And it talks about believing that you're going to be where you want to be. But what's interesting about this particular book, in this particular chapter, it said some people believe they're going to fail, and they do. That faith works both ways. How many of you ever listen to people talk? Hey, bad things always happen to me. Wonder why? I don't know. Because you speak it, because you talk, because you manifest it, because every word coming out of your mouth is exactly the way you're living. See, what if you say things like, it's easy to recruit. Everybody wants to do what I do. Everybody loves me. See, these are the things that all of us here as leaders have to make part of our DNA. Now, how do we get these things in our brain? By who you hang out with. See, in the good book, you know what it says? The law of association. It even says in the book, if you hang out with criminals, at first you will be very upset. You will be literally internally upset that they're criminals. But if you hang out with them long enough, pretty soon you'll be accepting. And over a period of time, pretty soon you'll be okay with it. You went from completely hating it to accepting it. What changed? You spent time with them. See, the same thing with success. You hang out with success long enough, at first you see, I can never be there. And the more time you hang out with success, the more you go, I think I can be there. And then over a period of time, you say, I know I can be there. And then pretty soon you are there. So understand you have something special. But it's the actions that we take over the next 7 days are going to determine how big 2021 is going to be for you. Look, we know ACN isn't for everybody, and that's okay too. Our job isn't to convince. Our job is just to share. Does that make sense? That's why I love doing Zoom meetings with like more than one person, because I'm sharing. If it's only one person, can we agree I'm convincing and selling? But if I got 3 or 4 people on there like, hey guys, welcome. How you doing? Do you like what you hear? Do you see an opportunity? Are we going to make money together? Are we going to make residual income together? See, it's exciting when you have multiple people looking at it, but if you have one person, you're convincing and you're not sharing. So have the sharing mentality. Bring everybody to come take a look. Don't prejudge. Look, I think of the people that went on to become massively successful. And here's what I know. Somebody didn't prejudge them. How many of you are thankful somebody didn't prejudge you? How many of you are appreciative that somebody cared enough to pick up the phone and invite you to come take a look? My life was radically changed with a phone call. Radically changed. I think, what would I be doing if ACN didn't come into my life? Probably the same thing everybody else is doing. Couldn't wait to happy hour. Yes or no? They get 1 hour to be happy. How many of us want 24 happy hours? Right? Welcome to ACN. ACN gives you 24 happy hours, not just one happy hour. And so just know that over the next 7 days, for those of you that are up for the challenge, and look, I know I'm talking to all of you because it's 9:01 on the East Coast and you guys are still here taking notes and absorbing the information. So if you are the one, if you're saying, Patrick, I've been waiting for this, this is made for me, I'm willing to put the work in, I don't expect anything to be handed to me, I'm not looking for a lottery type situation, I know that I got to go put the work in, and I'm willing to put the work in. If that's you, welcome to leadership. Let's go out and do something big here together. Look, 2 a.m. in London for Monica. Look, I know Jamila's somewhere in here too. I don't know where she is. Where are you at, Jamila? I know she's here, right? Because the same thing. She's in France. You know why they're winning? You know why she's one of the top executives in ACN? Because it's probably 2 a.m. or 3 a.m. where she's at right now. 2 a.m. She's not making excuses. She's not saying, well, Patrick, you don't understand. It's 2 a.m. It's 3 a.m. See, she's here to build a legacy for her family, just like you. Is it going to be easy? A lot easier than spending 30 years for a company that doesn't appreciate you, yes or no? A lot easier than that. A lot easier than looking at that check knowing that's all you're ever going to get because that company's going to pay you just what they want, not what you deserve. And so let's go out and do something big. Let's go out and build ourselves an empire. And you know how we're going to do it? By inviting people to come take a look. Now, where do you find people at? They're everywhere. They're everywhere. The only thing stopping you from success is prejudging. That's it. Everybody knows somebody. I talk to everybody. Now, look, did I start out that way? Absolutely not. You know what I did? Same thing you did. Went through my phone. No. I got one person I think would be interested. Right? How many of you done that one before? How many of you went through your phone and literally blew by 20 or 30 names, right? Because I don't want to talk to them. Oh, they wouldn't be interested. You don't know who they know. You don't know who they know. Give everybody an opportunity to come take a look. And the way I look at it, we're a great group of people, yes or no? We're a great group of people. How many of you just enjoy spending time with each person that's sitting next to you on this screen tonight? How many of you like, these are great people? Like, I don't know. I just love hanging out with you guys. You know why? Because you're working on yourselves. You're working on yourselves. And it's inspiring to watch the Harsh Patels go from, I'm not giving a testimonial to becoming a straight rock star. Or the Alejandra Cowman that went down to South America and built a team in another country that she had never been before based on our nanny that had one sister and an aunt that said, get on down here, ready to do this thing. So understand that to watch people grow is the greatest thing because it inspires you to grow. Does that make? I can't watch Janelle grow and me not want to grow. I can't watch Jeff grow and me not want to grow. I can't watch you come to this training and grow and not me want to grow. Do you agree? We inspire one another by who we are being. So give yourself permission to win. Know that it's going to take a season. Don't expect anything to happen overnight, yes or no. Nothing ever does happen overnight. I love when people get an ACN. When? I'm like, when? You've been working 18 years for your job. Why didn't you ask that for the last 18 years? When? Right? Why is it you got an ACN and 18 days into it? It's like, well, I'm not rich yet. Not rich yet. You just did an 18-year experiment and it hasn't happened yet. Give it some time. Let the sun shine on your dream. Let the fertilizer get to your dream. Let a little water get on your dream. Right? Let your, right or wrong. Right? I believe in a God that isn't a hocus pocus God. How many of you, right? It's just a natural God, right? It's going to take time. Right? He's getting you ready for it. He's preparing you for it. He's making sure you're ready when the blessing comes and you're like, look, I deserve it. There is no free meal here. I went after it, and because I went after it, today I have it. And just remember, all of you have people that are watching you. They're watching you. You're an inspiration to people based on what you're out there doing. There's people that'll never tell you this, but you know what they're telling you? You know what they're telling themselves? Man, I can't believe they're still doing it. I can't believe they're out there swinging the bat. I can't believe they're out there fighting for their dreams. Man, it's an inspiration. And so, look, we have a special thing in our hands. And in order for you to get more, you got to be grateful for what you have. If you want more, you got to be thankful for what you've got. I wake up every day thankful for ACN. You know why? Because ACN allowed someone like me to get involved in this opportunity and go out and make tens of millions of dollars that would have never been possible if it wasn't for this company. Never been possible. But because of this company, it became possible. And it's possible for you. And you know what I love best about ACN when I came in? Other people had already done it. They already done it. So when I came in and they were like, Patrick, we got lots of RVPs. Really? We got lots of senior vice presidents. Well, if you got lots of them, that means I could be one too. Does that make sense? Like, I'm not here to be the first one, right? If somebody already did it, we can do it too because they've already done it. All we have to do is be willing to commit to the level they committed. And here's what's funny. You'll see people commit to things that don't make them any money. How many of you notice that? Look, I'm not here to get political, but how many of us watch people during the presidential put signs in their yard, blow family members out of their life, right? Literally go create right or wrong, yes or no? Then they get an ACN, they don't have one sign in their front yard about free energy. None of their family members know. They don't tell their family members, if you don't support me in my new business, I'm going to block you on Facebook. But they did it over something that didn't make them any money, yes or no? If they would have brought that same level of passion and focus and willingness to do what they were willing to do for something that didn't make them a dollar, what if they would have brought that here at ACN? Stickers on their car, shirts and hats, drove across the country, right or wrong. Got to get there with my sign out. Imagine if they had a sign in the corner, I could show you how to be financially free. How many of you agree they might have got a couple people like, dude, I'm interested. What are you up to again? I'd like to get some free energy. How do I get a free cell phone? So just remember is that you and I aren't normal human beings. And thank God, I don't want to be on a normal vacation. I don't want to live in a normal house. I don't want to drive a normal car. How about you? I don't want to have normal conversations. ACN gave me things that I didn't even know existed. You know one of the things they gave me? Magic moments. Magic moments. How many of you agree that your life is full of magic moments? ACN pointed that out to me. Patrick, it's a magic moment. You're in a magic moment right now. How many of you realize most people are so busy going through life that they never take a minute to look at the magic moment? A bunch of magic moments put together is called a quality life. And I know that's what we're here all about tonight. So look, I know that we have something special. I know that we're going to do something big together. I know that there's no accidents tonight, that 138 of us came together with one purpose, with one goal, with one dream, with one dedication to go out and bring as many people as we can with us. And even if they choose not to come, at least we asked. Even if they choose not to come, at least we asked. They can never go to their grave and say, nobody ever asked me. And we can say, look, welcome to the family. You want to come? Welcome to the family. You don't want to come? We're just going to still go on without you. So let's go out and share this gift with as many people as we can. And I think it's only appropriate for us tonight to end our meeting with a prayer. I think today more than ever we need it. I think there's a lot of confusion. I think there's a lot of hurting people. I think there's people out there that really are questioning, what's going on in the world that I live in. For the last hour and a half or 2 hours, how many of us forgot about everything else? Right? How many of us just start living in the future? Look, I come to these Friday night leaderships. I don't know about any of you. I would come in tired and leave excited. Anybody else feel that? I knew if I could just throw my body into the Friday night leadership, everything was going to be okay. I remember that I just got to go to Friday night leadership. I need some Friday night leadership. Why? Because I've been giving blood all week long, giving all I can to as many people that I could, and now it's my time to refill myself so I have something in my tank to give away to somebody else. So guys, look, we have a special thing. I know that we're going to do something amazing together as an organization. We got big goals. I was just with the Australian leaders of ACN, the rock star leaders in ACN over in Australia, and I told them 20,000 reps a month. 20,000. I said, look, the owner's on the phone here with us tonight. Write that down. 20,000 reps a month. All the rock stars in Australia are like 20,000 reps a month. We're in another time zone, in another continent, another part of the world, saying the same thing that we're saying in this part. 20,000 reps a month. And we're going to do it together as an organization. And you that are on here tonight are going to play a role in that, I promise you. So, let's turn it over to Ken and Susie Potter, amazing regional vice presidents. They're doing incredibly well. They're an inspiration to all of us. And I feel that it's appropriate that we just end tonight's meeting with gratitude and a prayer and make sure that we are living at our fullest in the next 7 days. So we go into that national convention ready to make something great happen as an organization. Ken, Susie, I'll turn it over to you.
Thank you, Patrick. Let's all bow our heads. Father God, thank you so much. We do end this Friday Night Leadership with gratitude. We're so grateful for each and every one of the leaders. Or we're grateful for ACN, the co-founders, for Patrick and Michael and all the leaders tonight. Just for the community that you brought together, for the family that you brought together. There is no such thing as a coincidence, and the fact that we're all on together, we know that you ordained that, and we're grateful for it. Thank you for the blessings that you've given us being poured into tonight to hear the truth that Lord, we do deserve this. Or what we sow is what we reap, and that we can pour into people, that we can't prejudge people. Lord, you don't prejudge people. Don't let us do it. Help us to be courageous and to pick up the phone, that the next 7 days matter. Not just to slide through the next 7 days into the convention, Lord, but to make every moment from now until then count, where we reach out to more people. It can just be one phone call that can change a life, that can impact and influence and ripple through other families, not just here in the United States, Lord, but obviously with this technology all around the world. You've charged us with that, and we're grateful for it. Lord, you know, your word says, do not be conformed to the pattern of this world, but let you change us by changing the way that we think. And that's just such a big impact tonight about thinking the right thoughts and thinking noble thoughts. And Father, we're grateful. We ask for healing for those on the call that have physical healing that needs to happen, emotional healing. We know that there are people that are hurting. But we also know that this is a safe place, and this is a place where people can come and be part of a family and grow, and we're grateful for that. Father, we know that through this group tonight, 20,000 representatives a month to impact and influence people around the world, to give people hope. We know that people need hope right now, Lord, and we're charged to do that. So speak through us, keep us safe, keep us focused in the next 7 days. And Lord, help us to bring just so many more people than we even ever imagined to this international convention. Lord, and we're so grateful for the technology that allows us to have it despite the pandemic. Lord, thank you for the Rockstar family. And with that, everybody said, amen.
Amen.
Amen. Thank you so much. What a beautiful prayer. We appreciate you. We appreciate every one of you. We have a Rockstar Team Facebook page, ACN Rockstar Team. Would you do me a personal favor? Would all of you make a comment about the convention coming up? You see the videos that have come out. All the RVPs and all the SVPs said, hey, we want to put videos out. We want to encourage people to go, but it takes you to let them know how important this is. And if one more person comes and we make a difference, it goes on and affects the 1,000 other